Major Laugh here, representing the People's Evolutionary Army. Evolution. That's revolution without the R. I'm here today because this is my planet. I don't want to see it poisoned, polluted, and put to death by us. We must all take full responsibility, and I don't mean the Tony Blair way of taking full responsibility, I mean the Robin Cook way of taking full responsibility. The infrastructure that has fueled the 80s, the 90s, and whatever, the infrastructure, the oil, North Sea oil infrastructure, is in a state of decay. There are knowns and there are unknowns. What is known is enough to make your hair turn white. Now, we don't want a bunch of namby-pamby hippies telling us what to do with our bloody oil rigs. We want sensible people like you. Yes, you can take a part in the wonderful new opportunity, the green opportunity, decommissioning the North Sea oil infrastructure!
But when the rig sank, it dragged the riser with it, bending and twisting the pipe across the seabed. Inspections have revealed 3 known leaks, now pouring out up to 5,000 barrels of oil every day.
What are you doing, Philip?
This is make up. It's time to make up. It's time for all of us to make up. We should let bygones be bygones and simply make up.
My gosh, you're looking like your father.
I have many fathers. Many heroes, many great men. They have paved the way, and we must follow. Once more, onto the beach, dear friends. Once more, onto the beach.
I think that's the oily beach, isn't it? So are we actually making a movie here to actually hack the mainframe software of Dick Cheney's head, or what?
No, this is all about health and safety, mate. Health and safety. Health and safety. Now, ecological considerations are paramount.
Well, why on earth are you using bloody Toxic Boots baby oil then? That's ridiculous. You're a complete hypocrite, General whatever your name is.
Are you a Major Laugh.
Major Laugh? Oh,
Major Laugh of the People's Evolutionary Army.
But you know what the biggest pirate on this planet is?
The
biggest pirate on the planet is the American Empire. But the American Empire isn't the American Empire, it's actually the British Empire. It's even more of a pirate. But it's not even the British Empire, it's the Roman Empire, the biggest pirate ship in the world.
Put money first. And their short lives, they put their short lives first. They built an offshore infrastructure for extracting oil. It was built by people who were going to be old or even past their time.
Like you mean?
Yeah, when the superstructure needed decommissioning. Scrap it, scrap it. This is the Ninion Central Platform. Big pipelines come underneath to this one, come up, and then they go out in a big pipeline away from it. They build the bottom part in a dry dock, tow it out, build this part on top of it, tow that out, then they sink it, bring the deck over the top and raise it back up. Now, who is going to take up the challenge of decommissioning this structure?
Military, just nuke it.
Military, just nuke it. That's not very ecologically sound. To dispose of it properly would cost hundreds of millions. Major laugh, sir. People's Evolutionary Army. There's only one of us at the moment.
Bypass environmental requirements. In our third story tonight, there's a growing pool of evidence, to say nothing of the oil, suggesting a far more apt name for this spill, Cheney's Katrina. To seal the deep water well, a process families of the dead now claim led to the fatal blowout.
Let's go. Sensible decommissioning of the infrastructure. Not silly decommissioning of the infrastructure, and not decommissioning the infrastructure. My name is Major Lath. I represent the People's Evolutionary Army. That's revolution without the R. My name is Major Lath. I represent the People's Evolutionary Army. This is my private air force. Come back this way. Come on. Come along. The Ninion Central Platform. Why is this a problem? It is the largest, hardest erection ever achieved in Scottish history, and as such, to doubt the integrity of the structure would be to doubt the manhood of Scotland itself, and that is something I am not prepared to do. I may be mad, but I am not suicidal yet. However, I must cast doubt on the integrity of the structure known as the Ninion Central Platform. You there, you.
Is that me?
No,
that can't be me. Can't be me. No, I don't know anything, mate. I'm just a cameraman, all right? Oh, sorry.
On the other side of the screen, there are men known as the Kishon Commandos. Some of those men know something went wrong, they don't know what went wrong. Some of those men know cracks appeared in the structure, but they don't know the size. Some of those men know the size because they filled them up. The men on here don't know it cracked down here while it was being built. That's not fair. Don't do things like that. You've got to tell them. When it was being built, it cracked. Down here. Inside. Now, that I've told you this, I'm afraid I'm going to have to kill you.
Sorry, say that again. You told the government you weren't going to tell him.
Yes, oh dear, I fibbed to the
You just put it on YouTube, you idiot.
Yeah, that's too bad, isn't it?
So what does that mean then? Does that mean that all the North Sea oil workers are going to sort of virulate this YouTube video all around the internet, or what?
What it means is bringing these platforms into land for decommissioning may not be the most ecologically sound thing to do. Perhaps that whole campaign over the Brent Spar was actually instigated by the oil companies because they wanted to carry on running the out-of-date infrastructure as long as they could get away with it. Perhaps being green isn't all it's made out to be. The point is, the bloody things are out there and they're a danger. And if you're not willing to get physically involved in cleaning that up, you would do well to butt out of it. I mean, you went on holiday, you flew in the bloody plane. I mean, come on. You used the oil, so it's a rallying cry. A rallying cry! That's not much of a rallying cry, is it? Decommissioning time! Oh, I can hear them, they're all running towards me. Oh, decommission. Oh, we can't wait to do some really dangerous work for bugger all money. Yeah. Could I interest you in decommissioning an oil rig?
It's a deer, you twit.
Well, it's alive, isn't it?
Say that again. Excuse me, Major Laugh would like to have a bit of a word with you. Go for it, Major Laugh.
You there? Yes, you. Yes. We need to decommission a dangerous concrete oil rig, and we would like your assistance. Please. I know you can hear me. No good looking away, that's it. Yes, here we are. Hello.
Now look,
Hello.
Major Laugh, I do realise that the British Army isn't exactly the spickest of span organisations these days, but I didn't realise it was run by complete idiots like yourself. I mean, there's a deer. You can't ask a deer to shut down an oil rig. You can't even ask a biped to do it. We haven't got the technology to do that.
Okay.
And eBay had, probably.
No, not eBay. No, this came from the goddess.
Oh, the goddess. Oh. So anyway, this oil leak thing, what do you know about it?
Well, what I know is this. The issue is an issue of exchange. To exchange. For instance, if I would give you this Asterix book,
Thank you very much.
and you were to give me your glasses, we would have an exchange. There. Very nice.
Looks good.
Now, on the other hand, if I were to take your glasses without giving you the Asterix book, or conversely, if you were to take my Asterix book without giving me your glasses, that would not be an exchange. That would be taking.
Eventually it'll be a war.
Eventually, a war. And so, we have been taking oil without making an exchange. We've been taking it as though it was just there, nobody needed it, we just took it. The planet would like an exchange. Our contribution is to simply be, to pay back, to make the exchange, to make our part of the exchange. We must travel without using oil to the place that we are going to, whether we know it or not, and once the place has been found, you have arrived, you then simply be. This is how human beings offer an exchange to the planet. Taking and taking and taking and taking and taking and taking. Yeah. Well, this incident in the Gulf of Mexico You want to take it? Here, have this much. It was excessive taking that caused the Gulf of Mexico incident. To correct the imbalance, we must simply be. Travel without oil and simply be. That's all. No cameras, no cameras.
But to recap, what you're saying is that humanity hasn't really got this idea of an exchange in its pause, and it's really being sort of run by sort of psychopathic loonies like Dick Cheney, who possibly may have caused the
kind
oil
of people who
disaster.
eat
Is this what you're saying?
every biscuit in the biscuit barrel. Those kind of people. The kind of people who finish off the last drop of fine Scottish whiskey. The kind of people who push the boundaries. Take more and more and more and more. Well, now we are offering exchange with our presence in this fine place. There are heroes in the land, unsung heroes. There are villains. And then there's the rest of us. We must all live our destiny to its fullest. And if fear is the greatest enemy, then find your strength, find your courage, stand up, stand up.
Maybe we're these two guys here, look, here we go.
According to the Book of Asterix,
The legendary book.
I've just got time to carve a word. The Romans made me join the Legion. We're off to Africa, farewell forever. Off to Africa, farewell forever. The Romans made me join the Legion. That doesn't sound right. The Romans were here. The Roman coins have been found in this structure. These trees here was a Roman temple. Before that, there was a temple. Before that, there was a temple. Before that, there was a temple. There was an ancient henge here thousands and thousands of years ago. At the Roman temple, there are pits full of destroyed weapons. People who wanted to get rid of their aggression. They wanted to take the R out of revolution. They wanted to go for evolution. These people would bring their weapons here. They would make offerings to the gods. They would break their weapons and bury them in pits. And then the bloody Roman Empire banned anybody carrying weapons who wasn't one of their guys. So you weren't allowed to bring your weapons here and break them. They had to bring little silver spears. And they'd bring these little silver spears. It's a bloody tourist industry. They'd had to buy these little silver spears, had to bring little silver spears up here, bend them up and destroy them, put them in pits. Over there, they found a pit, deep pit, full of little bent up silver spears that were little bits of tourist crap. The people wanted to carry their own weapons up there, make their own decisions, make their own choices, destroy their own weapons and say, no, I am now at peace. Bloody Romans. Bloody Romans.
Do you reckon on this Dick Cheney starting the Gulf oil disaster then, Major Laff?
Dick Cheney would have a heart attack if he got out of a chair. It wasn't him what did it. There were people who physically took action. And those people, oh, I was made to do it by the big boys. Yes, I was made to the Romans, made me join the Legion and go to Africa. Goodbye forever. Yeah, that's where the problem is. That's what I'm saying. They take these people, tell them they've got no choice. Oh, you can't, you know, you've got to do what Sir says. You've got to do what the boss says. You can't go there, you're not meant to do that, blah, blah, blah. And where does it lead to? Bloody oil wells blowing up and killing everybody. I mean, it just cannot be allowed to carry on. I say, evolution! Evolution! Jump into the future using the past. if you can get a British bicycle made in the 1950s, you will have a steed that will last you your lifetime. British bicycles are best! British bikes! British bikes! When this structure was towed out into Loch Kishorn for the final mating of the deck, it was known by Doris that this structure was cracked inside here. I will probably be killed for giving you that information, but I'm getting used to it by now, so I'll probably be better the next day. Nothing to worry about really. And all I can say really is tea and biscuits for the New World Order. Let's tally-ho. Let us go. Now that I have had the responsibility for a short while, I had the responsibility of the lives of over 100 men, the integrity of the North Sea oil infrastructure, Scottish national pride, and an awful lot of shareholders' massive investments, and the knock-on effect on the entire British economy, and of course all the permutations that I know nothing about because I'm just a little fella. And for a short while, for a few days, 3 days, I had all of that in my hands. I could have chosen any course of action which could have blown things out of the water for any one of those groups. And what I chose to do was, no, I did the correct thing and went to the correct person, who is actually the person who physically goes there and really knows. Things I know for certain they're there because I saw the photographs. That's how I know they're there.
Ah, but it could have been Photoshop, couldn't it?
Well, back then, by a dickhead.
What? When was it? What year was it?
79.
And what did you see?
79.
You saw cracks.
I saw the part of the North Sea oil infrastructure being built at that had been built at a terrible rate of knots and pushed out there. I saw evidence that it is faulty, that it was faulty from, through the management pushing the workers, and it wasn't built right. They didn't do extensive remedial repairs, and they didn't rebuild, which would have been quite a few million. They just patched it up. They just filled up the gaps and told everyone to stay quiet about that. Many people actually know that it wasn't a wonderful super project. It was messed up from the start. A lot of people know it's aged badly, but they don't know it was messed up from the start.
God. Well, hopefully, in Aberdeen, this is a story that will get out there.
Well, it certainly is going through the correct channels right now. If there were to be some reluctance driven by commercial interests, then that's where we come in as the People's Evolutionary Army. We will drive
them all into the sea.
Drive them all into the sea. No, that's not a very nice thing to say, Louis.
But we are the reincarnated Roman army, are we not?
Taxi driver, wait till he gets in, then drive him into the sea. Great idea.
What will we do then, Philip?
What will we do? No, people have to actually physically. People have to actually pledge to physically, and then they have to actually go and do it, physically decommission the various structures that need to be decommissioned. And nobody's going to want to pay for it.